They face grizzlies, mountain lions, and wolves on a daily basis. And they have these huge antlers, and they're not afraid to use them.
Once a year, male elk must face even more intimidating foes. Each other. It's rutting season. Bulls prepare to battle for breeding rights. Armed with thorny crowns, the red-blooded males advertise their wares to the females. This is bugling.
It sounds like a chalkboard being butchered by another chalkboard.
This distinctive sound carries a message that's loud and clear. Using all the power they can muster, each bull tries to dominate the other.
Imagine a field full of women and two guys fighting for them. But now you've given them giant swords and a lot of testosterone. And what you got is one bloody battle.
A successful male can win a harem of 20 females. But there's a trade-off. His efforts, clashing and coupling, cost him 90 kilos during the rut. Mature bulls look fantastic. But in rutting season, they are not to be messed with. The Canadian town of Banff is located in the heart of elk country. Males primed for a fight parade down Main Street. Here, two rivals battle it out in the playground.
There you go, now he's loose. Jesus, his legs broke.
A broken leg means this time it's a fight to the death. So how does this gladiator hold up? Let's score the elk. First up, power. Elk are pretty fierce for deer, but they don't pack as much punch as bighorn sheep. 2 points. Next, amazing and unusual features. It's a splendid animal, but there's little to distinguish it from other large deer. 2 more points. Measurement 3, danger. In rutting season, that crown of antlers is a force to be reckoned with. 3 points. Finally, charisma. Many a trophy hunter has trekked through the wilderness in pursuit of a giant bull. 3 more points. Giving our first prairie contender a total of 10. There are few patches of natural prairie left in North America. Most have been plowed over. But in its day, America's Serengeti would have rivaled anything Africa has to offer, with one creature in particular dominating the landscape. The thunder beast, the largest land mammal in America.
This is a brute. Shaggy up front, sporting a beard, clean shaven in the back. It's almost like a reverse mullet.
Here's an animal who's survived the Ice Age and is still sticking around and kicking butt.
This 6-year-old bull is a beast. He's 3.5 meters long, nearly 2 meters tall at the shoulder, and he probably weighs more than a ton. He can easily hold his own against Africa's Cape buffalo. Just 200 years ago, 50 million of these behemoths blanketed the prairie.
I love reading the journals of Lewis and Clark, where they would write that they'd see a herd of bison and it would take 3 days for the entire herd to pass them by.
Basically like a black tide of hooves and fur and, you know, testosterone.
But those days are a distant memory. Bison were hunted almost to oblivion. Many generations have passed since the bison almost disappeared. A prairie without bison is like sleep without dreams. They are the keystone species, nourishing every level of the food chain, from fertile grasses to salivating predators. Today, some 10,000 bison once again roam wild and free. It's a fraction of their former numbers, but it's a start.
Definitely have attitude, and certainly the power to back it up. And they know it. They walk around slow, and everything gets out of their way. And if you don't get out of their way, you're getting flung.
In the middle of summer, bison bulls display their immense power and strength. It's breeding season. The bigger the bull, the deeper the bellow. Males engage in fierce head-to-head combat. Their skulls are padded with thick, matted fur to absorb the collisions. The battle won. This male tends to a female for several days until she's ready to mate. Nine months later, a new generation arrives. So how do bison stand up to the competition? On power, there's no contest. Bison are brutes. 5 out of 5. Measurement 2. What amazing feature sets them apart? The millions of bison that once roamed America formed the biggest herd of large animals ever thought to have existed on the planet. 4 points. Next, danger to humans. Beware of these colossal herbivores. Every year in Yellowstone, more humans are injured or killed by bison than by bears. 4 again. Finally, charisma. As the Buffalo Nickel confirmed, bison are money. A true icon of the continent, worthy of 5 points. The total, 18. 8 more than the elk. While bison dominate the plains with brute strength, others follow a different path. The next contender cuts through the prairie like an arrow. Blink and you'll miss it. Meet the fastest land animal in the Americas, the pronghorn. It's springtime, and the pronghorns are on the move. Rising temperatures and longer days set the herd in motion as they head for summer pastures. This pronghorn might lack the charisma of the bison or the bear, but it's got plenty of other features that make it stand out. The pronghorn is neither antelope nor deer. It's in a class of its own. True antelope have unbranched horns that are permanent, whereas deer have branched antlers that shed and regrow each year. But the pronghorn is somewhere in the middle. It has a branched horn with an outer layer that sheds. As their migration gets underway, the pronghorns reveal their greatest asset: speed.
It can run the length of a football field in 3.5 seconds flat. That's fast.
That's nearly 100 kilometers per hour, certainly worthy of contention among America's greatest animals. Capable of sustaining top speeds for several kilometers, they can easily outrun any predator America has to offer. The only opponent worthy of a race: Africa's cheetah.
Now, the cheetah in Africa may beat it, but the cheetah's only good for short burst. Man, the pronghorn, he's good for the long haul. I'm taking endurance over short burst of speed any day.
America had its own cheetah once, but since it became extinct 13,000 years ago, pronghorns have torn across the prairie unchallenged.
All those ancient predators gone. The pronghorn, still the fastest land mammal in all of the Americas, hands down.
Today, this tiny band of 200 is the only herd that still follows its original migration route. Every year, they trek nearly 200 kilometers from wintering grounds in southern Wyoming to summer pasture in Grand Teton National Park. "200 kilometers might not sound like much, but for these animals, it's a perilous obstacle course that claims many lives. A ribbon of asphalt is a deadly barrier. Every year, instinct drives the pronghorns north on their migration toward summer pastures. It's a journey fraught with danger. Wire fences crisscross the grasslands. Some will find a way under. Others go over. The potentially lethal hurdles stretch for many kilometers. But never underestimate the resilience of America's pronghorn. Man-made barriers eventually give way to nature's course. And finally, they reach their refuge, Grand Teton National Park. Here in the high pastures, they roam free. And life begins anew. So how does the pronghorn rate in our quest to select America's Big Five? Measurement 1, power. Pronghorns are peerless athletes, but of delicate form. Only 1 out of 5 for power.
It's like a Ferrari. Can't put him on a dirt road.
Measurement 2, what unique features set them apart? Pronghorns have 2 things going for them. Their branched horn is the only one in the animal kingdom, and they're the fastest land animal in America. Definitely worthy of a 4. Measurement 3, danger to humans. Well, not much you can say, really. One look at us, and they'll sprint the other way. Another one. Finally, charisma. Pronghorns are beautiful and know how to strike a pose, but they're rarely the animal you're dying to see on safari. A 2. It's a paltry total of 8. No doubt, pronghorns are remarkable creatures, but not big or scary enough to contend for America's top 5. So among the prairie contenders so far, only bison seem to have what it takes. But bison, elk, and pronghorn are all herbivores. So who's eating all the meat? This guy. The handsome black wolf is the alpha male of his pack in Yellowstone National Park. And he's hungry. Wolves are Mother Nature's strike force, brandishing the ferocious weapons of a predator. But it's the collective brain power of the pack that really sets them apart. And they have plenty of other features that'll earn them points. The wolf's keen sense of smell detects prey from more than 3 kilometers away. But he'll hear you coming long before he smells you. Up close, the wolves weed out the sick and the injured to make for an easier meal. But wolves also have incredible stamina that enables them to pursue their prey over several kilometers if need be. In winter, their large feet keep them on the snow's surface, with each hind foot falling exactly into the print of the foot in front, a technique called double registering.
They have an amazingly strong, power-packed bite. 1,500 pounds per square inch is what their bite force reads. That is unreal. That's a serious bite.
Canine teeth, 2.5 centimeters long, tear a carcass to shreds. Africa's Big Five features a predator with a similar hunting strategy, the lion. Both carnivores hunt in groups, attack from behind, and finally, as a group, overwhelm their prey. But there's a big difference in the art of their kill. Lions are ambush predators, exploiting the element of surprise. Wolves are far more brash.
They don't need that little secret ambush. They just jump right out, daylight, full force, and take their prey.
With giant carnassial teeth for slicing meat and molars that can crush bones, nothing goes to waste.